citizens, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Welcome to Epic Fails of History. I'm your host, Pompous Maximus. But of course, you've no doubt heard of my quest. I'd kill me. I've taken some time away from conquering the barbarian heathens to give you a tour of my palatial estate here in sunny Pompeii. As you are no doubt aware, the Roman Empire is the greatest civilization the world has ever known. We conquered half the known world and revolutionized everything from governmental structure to architecture. Seriously, bro, we created everything from aqueducts to sewage systems. You're welcome. Long story short, the Roman Empire isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Hear something?
The Roman Empire, the largest empire of the ancient world, once thought too big to fail, too big in fact to govern, back when real men killed each other in arenas for sport, and lifelong rulers were assassinated by the dozen. Now don't get me wrong, there are plenty of good things that came out of Rome's rule during this period. The republican form of government, the concept of modern law, road systems throughout Europe, a leap year, Roman numerals, the alphabet, the invention of concrete, numerous other architectural innovations, etc. But it wasn't all peaches and cream, especially for the early Christians, Rome's national scapegoats. Well, that is until Christianity became the state religion, and every other faith was subsequently outlawed and persecuted to death. But that's another story entirely. Rome was first founded way, way back in 753 BCE. Although not much is known about the early days of the city, it is known that Rome was ruled by an elected monarchy. Well, that is until 509 BCE when Lucius Tarquinius, when Lucius Superbus, the seventh and last king of Rome, ruined it for everyone by being a total d-bag. In fact, Superbus was such a tyrannical a-hole that the people of Rome kicked his ass out of office and completely obliterated the monarchy to make way for their own form of government, creating the very first democratic republic just to ensure that they'd never again be at the mercy of some egotistical madman ever again. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out that way. Many governments even today have been inspired by the Roman Republic's hierarchical legal system, which was in turn a variation of Athens' democratic system. This proto-republican form of government was ruled by two elected consuls and the Senate, which was comprised entirely of rich, old, land-owning white dudes of noble status. It was certainly a step up from your average dictatorship, but in many ways it was far from perfect. Women in Roman society had absolutely no power, and plebeians, the common folk, had almost no say in politics. The Republic emphasized two things: military service and politics, which to them were one and the same. Problem was that high political offices were highly revered, yet Romans were super paranoid and didn't like it when someone gained too much popularity, which often led to a constant circle of backhanded compliments, jealousy, and juicy gossip. Sounds like high school all over again. These self-serving senators often resorted to military campaigns to resolve their disputes for selfish gain, leading to a series of civil wars that threatened to tear the country apart at the seams. So pretty much exactly like 90210, but with more backstabbing and slightly less estrogen.
It's the show you've all been waiting for, Dating Through the Ages! And here's your host, Harry Fields! Musical guest, The Crusaders!
And welcome back to another episode of Dating Through the Ages. I'm your host, Harry Fields, and this time we have the last pharaoh of Egypt, Queen of the Nile, and alleged reincarnation of the goddess Isis, the beautiful Cleopatra. Here to meet our three mystery guests.
I can't wait. Oh, and call me Cleo.
Well, we won't keep you waiting for very long, Cleo. But first, we're going to ask each of these mystery contestants a question. And based on their answers, you'll decide at the end of the show who you're going on a date with next. Up first will be contestant number 1. How will you deal with being betrayed?
I'm a strong man. It would take dozens of men to tear me down. But it would only take one betrayal from a friend to kill me.
Oh, how poetic and sensitive.
You heard it, folks. Let's see if contestant number 2 can one-up that response.
Well, you see, I've always got my bros back, so I don't see that happening anytime soon. Now, women, on the other hand.
Right. Well then, how about you, contestant number 3?
Huh?
Okay then. Moving on, contestant number 1. How's your family life?
Well, you see, I travel a lot for work, and my ex-wife, no comment.
Well, that's okay. I grew up in a broken home myself. You see, my older sister had her husband/cousin strangled before she poisoned our mother. Then my father beheaded my other sister, Bernice, for attempting to kill my older sister when he was out of town. This one time, after my father passed away under suspicious circumstances, I married my younger brother, Ptolemy the 13th, but that was more of an arranged thing.
Contestant number 2, how do you get along with your family?
My family and I don't really see eye to eye, so I'm planning on moving away for some time.
You sound like a bad boy, mysterious type. I've got plenty of room in my palace for you, sweetie.
Whoa there, don't let the love boat set sail just yet. Contestant number 3? Are you, okay over there? Contestant number 1, what part of a woman do you find most attractive?
Ambition, youth, and deep pockets.
I can be your sugar mama, baby.
I love when a woman takes command, especially with a heavily fortified armada.
Wow, you guys are really into some unique assets.
I don't know if I can decide. It's like I have a history with both of you.
Contestant number 3.
Huh? I thought there'd be food.
Oh, let this guy in here. Quick, get him off the stage. Security!
Oh God, what is that smell?
Experience is the teacher of all things.
What does that even mean? Is everything you say a quote?
Julius, is that you?
I came, I saw, I'm out.
No, wait. Little Caesar's been asking about you.
Well, that's our show, folks. Join us next time when we... Henry VIII and his 6 wives...
The fall of Rome. There are a number of reasons behind the eventual and inevitable collapse of the Roman Empire by 476 CE. Most notably among these factors is the fact that Rome had become stretched too thin. They simply did not have the means to govern everything. Well, that and a series of completely inept rulers who ran the economy into the ground through extravagant excess to help things even. For all their faults, the Romans were actually rather tolerant of the cultural differences and religions of the peoples they assimilated. Unfortunately, that all changed when they rebranded themselves as the Holy Roman Empire following the Council of Nicaea and the Edict of Thessalonica, which not only made Christianity the official state religion, but also essentially forbade free thought, discouraged philosophy, and banned public education, easily setting back human progress by a couple thousand years. This led to the total destruction of what they considered pagan temples, which included the Library of Alexandria, leading to an incalculable loss of historic documents from the ancient world. The final nail in the coffin was the schism between the East and West, with the capital being moved from Rome to Constantinople, where the Byzantium Empire would rule for another 1,000 years or so, until 1453, when the Ottoman Empire moved in. Towards the end, the Roman rulers were actually hiring mercenaries from within their enemies' ranks to protect them. After a while, the Visigoths and Vandal tribes decided to take their money and then sack the city anyways. By the time Rome fell, it was a mere shadow of its former glory. The worst failure of all, though, the collapse of the Roman Empire's infrastructure was the very catalyst that plummeted all of Europe into the Dark Ages for nearly 1,000 years.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Click here for more videos on epic fails of history. If you have any comments or questions, hit us up in the comments below. And as always, check out epicfails.com for more.